Alright guys, another update video. So, I've been working with batteries, specifically battery boxes. Gonna have 16 Tesla modules in here. I'm hoping to get a 100 kilowatt hour pack. If not, 90 would be fine, and 85 would be okay too, or an 80, whatever it is. But I'd really like one of the higher energy packs. Because, believe it or not, a Jeep is not a particularly efficient vehicle. So, to get any kind of meaningful range, and by meaningful I mean more than your standard compliance car, Leaf, or one of those cars, I want at least 200 miles. So I'm going to need a pretty big pack. So 16 modules, and they got to all go in here. What's going to happen is there's going to be 4 of them stacked on top of each other where the fuel tank was. There's going to be 4 of them stacked 2 high and 2 wide where the back seat was, and I might be able to actually put the back seat in there also. I don't know. Otherwise, it'll just be a storage compartment. And in the front is going to be the other 8, stacked 4 tall and 2 wide. And the way I'm going to do that is I've got 2 modules right here. Thank you, EVTV, Ben Cape Gerardo. Rich Flingy kind of hooked me up with these. These are not exactly great modules. I'm not going to use them in the vehicle, but I'm using them for mock-up. I had originally made just some 2x4 mock-ups to sort of make sure that anything's going to fit anywhere. But now that I got the real thing, I can determine how high that is, how far apart they need to be, how wide the box is going to be, and all that other stuff. And so what I come up with is these gizmos right here. These are polypropylene blocks of plastic from McMaster-Carr. Love McMaster-Carr. Be nice if they told you how much they're going to charge you for shipping before they ship it, but such is life. So what's going to happen here is you got this guy. He's going to go right in here, and these 2 other ones go on either side. And then you can see how batteries just kind of sit on those flanges there. And then the next one, there'll be another one that goes on top of that, and another one on top of that, and so on. And then there'll be 3 3/8 all thread going all the way through down to the bottom to the battery frames. There'll be 2 frames, sort of main frames, one on the bottom, one on the top, and then all thread sort of pulling it all together. And then in the corners, I'll have some angle steel, angle iron, and kind of holding it all together. And then on the bottom, I'll have a plate, 16 gauge or diamond plate or something like that, welded to the bottom. And then I'm not sure which other sides will be able to get welded, but at any rate, it'll be plated all the way around. So hopefully it'll be waterproof and moisture proof and air proof and all that other stuff. So here's an example of one of the frames, in fact. And what I can do here, I don't think I can do this by holding the camera and lifting all this stuff. So I'm going to set you down for a minute, and you're going to go for a little ride. You can look at the ceiling. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. Got just a 1x1 steel tube frame, and then see these are the same things I was looking at before, and now we've actually got the batteries sitting on their little ears, little tabs there. The height of this to the bottom of the table is just slightly higher than from the bottom of the ear to the table. So the battery itself isn't really sitting on itself, as it were. It's sitting on those ears alone. And then the next row of ears will go on top of that. And here's one. So this is for the fuel tank one. It's only 1 wide, 4 tall. The other ones will be either 2 wide or 4 wide, and either 2 tall or 4 tall. So this is actually the ones I cut out for the front battery box. So this is the bottom. There'll be a frame underneath the bottom. I'll show you that in a minute. And then you can kind of see where there's grooves cut, and that's just slightly less, a little bit less than what the tabs are, the width of those tabs. So as these get stacked on top of each other, and then you run a bolt all the way through it, it'll just kind of smoosh them all together and keep things from moving around. And that's how they'll be. And then there'll be another frame up here on top that the all thread bolts to. Now, if we come in here, this is the frame for the front set. So the plastic I just showed you will all get stacked up on top of there. There'll be a 16 gauge piece of steel welded to the bottom of that, and then sides coming up, of course. Now, I don't know if Jeep ever intended on a Tesla conversion, but boy, it sure does fit nice. So by the time I get all this stacked up, I'm actually going to have about 3 inches of clearance between this and the top of the battery box, and I'm not sure how much distance between this and the top of the hood there, so I'll be able to have a frunk if I want to. So that'd be kind of cool. And then, like I said, the other 4 will go in where the back seat was, and the other remaining 4 will go underneath where the fuel tank was. So that's what I've been up to. A whole bunch of table saw work, a whole bunch of little plastic shavings all over everywhere. And I'll introduce you to my newest toy. Little Grizzly 8 by 16 lathe. I always come up with a need for little bushings or spacers or standoffs or stuff, and it's okay to go to work and have them guys do it or try and do it myself there, but it'd just be a whole lot more convenient to have a little tool to do it here. Now, this isn't gonna machine a crankshaft or anything. It's it does really light cuts. It's kind of limited in what it can do, but it's going to be able to do what I need it to do, and that's pretty cool. And it does threading. Yeah, so that's that. That's it for now, I think. So keep on watching. Bye.